Turn the lights down and the volume up as we journey into this figure review. Welcome back to the worst channel on all of YouTube. I'm DipperGames420, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Figuarts Metal Cooler. A figure that I'm not sure how many people were expecting me to review, but one that I thought I may as well review since he is a pretty unique figure, all things considered. I don't think Tamashii will ever do a figure like this again. He was announced in either April or May of last year at a retail price of, I shit you not, $120 as a premium Bandai exclusive. Because of course he was. I'll say it right off the bat, that's a steep price, and I can't exactly fault people for skipping out on this one. But that's really all there is to know about this guy as far as release information is concerned. So let's shut the hell up and start this shit show off where all these others begin, with his box. Let's take a look at his box. You can see it's pretty much par for the course these days. Picture of Cooler on the front there. Tamashii Nation's quality seal, Bandai Tamashii Nation's Dragon Ball Z Bandai Collector's Shop. Silver Toei sticker to prove this is most certainly not a bootleg. Designed by Tamashii Nations in Japan, Bandai Spirits made in China. Figuarts Metal Cooler running down the front in silver. There's his name on the window. Some pictures of him on the back, as well as something that most people are most certainly going to be able to do with this figure. Bandai Namco distribution warning down at the bottom. Picture of his face and his name on the bottom. I will say that I do like the amount of effort they went through with the box on this guy. There's a nice silver to everything on the box. It makes him feel a little more premium than he honestly is. On top we have a picture of his face again, a product made from photo, and a clear window that just continues from the front. That out of the way, let's get Cooler out of his box. So if you've seen any of these other shit shows, you already know what time it is. Let's do some comparisons. Here Cooler is with his final form counterpart. Oh my god, guys, it's the original Goku Black, for real, on God, no cap, skibbity Ohio. It is the monkeys. And here Cooler is with the two that were hitting the dick during both his movie and the one following it, the 2011 Super Saiyan Vegeta and the 2011 SDCC Super Saiyan Goku. Might just be my bias towards the 2011 figures, but I feel like these three really go together. I know that's probably not what Tamashii intended, but to hell with what they intend, these three look absolutely incredible standing next to each other in my opinion. At least off camera. The lighting is really not doing Cooler any favors here. But I suppose that's enough of that, so let's move on to Cooler's paint and sculpt here. Taking a look at Cooler's paint and sculpt, the obvious warning is obvious. Be very, very careful when handling this guy, because he is 70 to 90% chrome. Everything on him, barring a little bit of his abs, his chest, his face, is chrome. Just totally chrome, head to toe. It's like super reflective chrome as well. That's why I have taken these precautions when filming this review. My overblown ghetto lights aren't doing this figure any favors. Looks really dark, not very good under these lights. But under the right lighting and under regular lighting, he looks totally fine. He's got nice distinction between the blues and the silvers all throughout his body. Got some nice detailing on all the metallic bits here. You got his mechanical toes and even his fingers, which kind of begs the question as to how his metacarpals work in this form, but I guess we'd have to take that up with the character designer. I'm just going to say it off the bat, I don't think this was the best way they could have done his tail. You can obviously see the joints through the tail, and it breaks the immersion. Overall, I'd say he looks really good. The only things that I can note past this point are the fact that A, his plastic is very light, kind of cheap feeling, and then B, he is very slippery. Like, Tamashii lubed this guy up. I've heard it's done to prevent fingerprinting, but the few times I've held him with my bare hands, he has fingerprinted, and I've had to buff those out. So yeah, don't hold this guy with your bare hands. Just before we move on, here's just a little bit better of an idea of what to expect out of him in the hand. It's not very good, I know, but it's the best I can do. That does it for the paint and sculpt. Let's move on to his accessories. Taking a look at Cooler's accessories. He comes with an alright array of accessories. You got 3 additional heads, the smirking, gritted teeth, and yelling heads. All of them are done well. As far as the hands go, you get a pair of open palm key blast, pointing death beam, finger blitz barrage hands, grabbing and relaxed hands as well. And you also get an interchangeable arm that switches out at his bicep, as well as a shoulder pad for his regenerating arm. Would demonstrate it, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass to put together. Then we also have an interchangeable pair of feet where he's either clawing a rock, someone's head, or he's flying. Everything here is done well. That's about it for Cooler's accessories. You would think they'd probably throw in a little bit more for this price point, but of course they didn't. That out of the way, let's move on to his articulation. As far as articulation is concerned, Cooler can look up about that far, down about that far, get some pretty good side tilt out of his head, side to side rotation, full 360 out of the shoulder, and it can go up about that high. Shoulder pad has a kind of weird engineering trick they did, where it's a double hinge with a ball peg at the end for whatever reason. Bicep swivel works about as well as ever. Does like to come off on mine, so do be careful. Double joint at the elbow, wrist pivot and swivel. Still has some joints here. They all can move independently of each other, but for whatever reason this has a key shape. I'm not going to take it off to show you, but there is like a weird keyhole shape for his tail, and that just blocks the movement. Really, I think the way they should have done his tail is what they did with the D-Arts Mewtwo, where all the segments of his tail are just connected with ball pegs. Would have looked a lot less broken up, and it would have just moved better overall. Crunch that far forward, that far back. It's a little bit of side to side, doesn't really move, and a little bit of tilt. Leg can kick up that far. His ass is in the way, so it doesn't go back at all. Kicks out to the side that much. Get a thigh swivel and a double joint at the knee. You also get a ball hinge at the ankle. It moves that far down, that far up, that far in, and that far out. Right. Let's move on to my final thoughts. So overall, what do I think of Metal Cooler? I'll just preface it off the bat, this guy was ridiculously overpriced. He's good. Is he $120 good? Hell no. The figure itself is really good, aside from some issues here and there, like being a pain in the ass to pose because of the fucking chrome, and some kind of clunky articulation that honestly came from some weird engineering choices. For whatever reason, you can see his abs are a part of his waist, so that blocks movement. But overall, I wouldn't say he's a bad figure by any means, just certainly not worth the retail price Tamashii were asking. Like I said, he's a good figure, and if you can find him for anything below $100, then I would absolutely recommend you pick him up. Given that he's already a year old as me filming this, yeah, you're gonna have to really look for him if you want one for anything below $100 nowadays. This has been Dipper Games 420, and I'll see you guys next time.